Oh, I know it. Change.
All right, we'll wrap things up with Coach Williams. Coach, would like to make an opening statement and then take questions.
Yeah, well, we're excited to bounce back with a win and head into this little Thanksgiving break. It's a kind of a unique thing for our team to not be playing in a Thanksgiving tournament. So to have a day or two off here for our kids to enjoy their families and each other, and excited to be heading into that little break with a win.
What's the best thing they did on defense? You did on defense.
We did. I thought that early in the game, we were really making it our goal to kind of keep them out of the lane with their penetration and use our voices to kind of seal gaps and let each other know where we were at to give some support help. And I thought we did a pretty decent job of that early in the game. And then when we had to adjust to playing some zone there in the second half, namely the fourth quarter. I thought, that's something we haven't played a ton of zone in game minutes, but I thought we did a pretty good job of being active and then finding ways to be a little better with the rebounding there in the fourth quarter.
How much can you gauge, I guess, the improvements on defense when you're playing against a team that's struggled to shoot as much as they have all season?
I think it's a situation where we know what their strengths are, and they find ways to put points on the board, even if it's not from behind the arc. And so you have to find ways to try to take away the things that they are good at and how they're putting points on the board. And so I thought that our kids really kind of glued into that and tried to do the best that we could. We've had a couple of games right here in Pinnacle Bank Arena where we didn't do a good job of keeping the ball in front of us and keeping it out of the paint. And so that was a challenge that we wanted to try to get better at, and I thought there were times tonight where we did.
Third quarter, you made that full line change after all those offensive rebounds, and I think they finished with 19. How important is it for you as a coach to still, I guess, send that message about keeping the standard even in a blowout game like this?
Yeah, it's important. Right now we're trying to become the very best version of ourselves, and giving up 19 offensive rebounds is not going to do that. And so that's something that we had talked about at halftime. Lex was pretty adamant with our group about wanting to hold this team less than 35 points. I didn't think with the way we were trending there to start the third quarter that we were on a path to do that. And so we wanted to kind of catch the attention of everybody on our team that's just not the standard for us.
Is it hard to keep up the intensity though when you're blowing out somebody?
I don't really look at it that way. I feel like, this group, we've talked a lot about, we want to go 1-0 in almost everything that we're doing. And if that's in the weight room tomorrow morning, that's not going to be an easy thing to bounce back after today, a game tonight, and go into the weight room tomorrow. But we've got to find a way to win that weight room session. And that's how we're approaching every possession of every game, is how can we go 1-0 on this possession? And if you're going to be worried about what the scoreboard says one way or the other, if you're up or if you're down or if you're whatever, you are losing your focus on what needs to happen right now on this possession for us to go 1-0.
Do you think the team responded pretty well to the Creighton loss? They practiced pretty well this last few days.
I think that there was some highs and lows. I think that we had some people that really responded and bounced back, and some others that maybe struggled a little bit to kind of go over that. I think that part of that has to do with a loss. Part of that has to do with the loss of Natalie, too, and just still trying to figure out how to rise up for this team and where can I make an impact? And I think we're still figuring that out. We're probably still going to be figuring that out for a little while here, but I'm excited about the fact that everybody on this team is motivated to want to rise up for her and for this group and for this team. And we've seen a lot of people in watching one-on-one film with our staff, in getting extra shots up, trying to put in extra work because they want to find a way to impact things for us.
What went into the decision not to do a Thanksgiving or a holiday tournament this year? Just because I know a lot of coaches want to do that because you get that NCAA tournament feel and type, I guess, experience early in the season to prepare for March, April?
Yeah, when it really boiled down to it, we knew that we were going to be making this trip to LA to play UCLA and USC in this season. And so I think adding that type of a 5-day road trip with a couple of really quality opponents coming in with the new Big Ten opponents kind of had something to do with it. Is we knew what that would do for our schedule and net and just travel in and of itself to have another 5-day trip that we would be planning. So that I think was one reason why we really felt comfortable being able to build our non-conference schedule the way we did.
The way of the future for just because of the super conferences and all that stuff, where you have so many quality teams in conference play that you maybe don't have to do those types of.
I think probably those tournaments will still exist. They're pretty cool experiences for the teams, and but I do feel like that it provides the opportunity for you to make a decision about if that's the best thing to do to try to get your net where you want it to be.
Anything else, Coach Williams?
Favorite Thanksgiving food?
Thank you.
Cornbread dressing.